In the ancient city of Capernaum, on the shores of the Sea of Galilee, lived a man whose life seemed successful on the outside, but empty within. His name was Matthew, and one encounter would change his life forever. What if everything you worked for, your money, your status, your success, still left you feeling completely alone? What if one moment could change the direction of your entire life? This is the story of Matthew, the tax collector who walked away from wealth to follow Jesus. Matthew lived in Capernaum during the time when Rome ruled Israel. He was a tax collector, a Jewish man working for the Roman Empire. To the people of Israel, tax collectors were traitors. They collected money from their own people and often took more than they should for personal profit. Matthew became rich, very rich, but wealth came with a cost. The people hated him. Parents pulled their children away when he walked through the streets. Religious leaders refused to speak to him. No one wanted to be associated with a tax collector. Matthew had money, but he had no peace. Night after night, surrounded by luxury and possessions, he remained completely alone, and deep inside he knew something was missing. Around this time, rumors began spreading throughout Galilee about a man named Jesus of Nazareth. People said he healed the sick, opened blind eyes, cast out demons. Even the religious leaders were beginning to fear him. But what made Jesus different wasn't just his miracles. It was the people he welcomed, the poor, the broken, the forgotten, the sinners. And one day, as crowds gathered around him in Capernaum, Jesus walked past Matthew's tax booth. Then he stopped, and he looked directly at Matthew. Not with judgment, not with hatred, but with compassion. And Jesus said two words that would change Matthew's life forever: "Follow me." In that moment, everything changed. Matthew had spent his life being rejected. People saw a thief, a traitor, a sinner. But Jesus saw something different. He saw a man worth saving. And without hesitation, Matthew stood up, left his tax booth behind, and followed Jesus. He walked away from wealth, away from security, away from his old life, because somehow he knew that what Jesus offered was worth more than everything he owned. Soon after, Matthew held a great banquet in his home. He invited Jesus, the disciples, and many other tax collectors and outcasts. But when the Pharisees saw this, they were outraged. "How can a holy man eat with sinners?" they asked. To them, people like Matthew were beyond redemption. But Jesus answered with words that still echo today. "Those who are well have no need of a physician, but those who are sick. I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners." Jesus didn't come for people pretending to be perfect. He came for the broken. He came for people like Matthew. He came for people like us. Matthew became one of Jesus's 12 disciples. For the next several years, he traveled with Jesus across Galilee and Judea. He witnessed miracles. He heard the teachings of Christ firsthand. He watched storms become calm and lives become transformed. But perhaps the greatest miracle was what happened inside Matthew himself. The man once consumed by money discovered purpose. The outcast found belonging. The sinner found grace. And for the first time in his life, Matthew became part of a family. After the death and resurrection of Jesus, Matthew dedicated his life to spreading the gospel. And eventually, he wrote what we now know as the Gospel of Matthew. The man once rejected by society became the author of one of the most important books in history, and throughout his gospel, Matthew never forgot the outsiders, the poor, the sinners, the rejected, because Matthew knew exactly what it felt like to need mercy, and he wanted the world to know that no one is beyond the reach of God's grace. Matthew's story reminds us that no past is too broken for redemption. His wealth could not give him peace. His success could not remove his shame. But one encounter with Jesus changed everything. Jesus didn't ask Matthew to fix himself first. He simply said, "Follow me." And Matthew responded. That is the heart of the gospel. Not condemnation, not perfection, grace. Transformation begins when we allow ourselves to be seen, known, and loved by God. So the next time you feel unworthy, the next time you feel rejected, the next time you believe your mistakes define you, remember Matthew, the tax collector who became a disciple, the outcast who found purpose, the sinner who became part of God's story. And remember this, the same Jesus who called Matthew is still calling people today, calling the broken, calling the weary, calling those who think they are too far gone. And maybe He's calling you too. Follow me.